Shaun Gelsinger of Holdfast, Saskatchewan moves thousands of bushels of grain each year, so he has a lot in common with thousands of other prairie farmers. The Gelsinger family farm covers about 2,200 acres in a 3-year rotation between pulse crops, cereal grains, and oilseeds. But this hardworking family also runs another business to supplement their farm income.
We also do, a little bit of manufacturing and some sales out here as well. We build the Chutemax Remote Control System, which is a wireless end gate and hoist controller kit.
The remote control feature allows Shaun to operate the end gate and hoist on his truck from almost anywhere in the yard.
A lot of different manufacturers of RF systems, they do, a 100-foot line of sight. But since we're using an FM remote and receiver, we advertise that we can go 300-foot radius around the whole truck, so you can be standing behind the truck. You don't even have to point it at the receiver for it to make communication, which is a fairly big deal. Once you get on top higher bins, you're about 100 feet away, so you don't even have to really worry about line of sight connection.
Not only is the system convenient, but it promotes safety by keeping Shaun away from the auger and any chance of an auger-related injury.
You're out of the dust. If you're up on a bigger bin, you have plenty enough time to close the end gate, climb down the ladder, turn off the auger. As compared to if you didn't have a system like this, you'd be scrambling down the ladder if something happened with the auger overfilling or anything of that sorts.
The system has the same controls on the remote and the receiver, so the hoist and end gate can be controlled from the receiver if necessary.
You have 4 buttons. You have 2 for the chute, which will open and close your actual gate door. And then you have your other 2 buttons, which will raise and lower your box.
In addition to the remote and the receiver, the system also includes a 12-volt linear actuator and a 12-volt air solenoid hoist valve, which Shaun has mounted on the truck frame.
And what this valve does, it allows you to use your wireless transmitter to be able to control the functions of the actual valve for lifting and lowering. So the main component there, that's your air solenoid valve. You have air in on the bottom, and you have 2 ports on top. One is for lift, one is for lower.
Shaun figures most farmers can do the installation of the system on their own in 8 hours or less.
Extending this actuator fully, mounting your bottom mounting bracket first, putting your pin in for your actuator, flipping it up, and then locating your holes where you're going to mount your top bracket. And then from there, you start doing, where do you want to mount your receiver? And once you got that, once you figure out a good location for that, you start running your wiring harness down the back and all the way up to the main battery.
Magnets are used to attach the receiver to the truck, which makes it simple to move it to a different location if necessary.
You want it, basically out of the way, that you're not reaching over top, like if you're using a pencil screw auger, that you're kind of standing off to the side, so you can actually, if you don't have your remote, you can operate your switches manually. A lot of producers will actually mount this whole system, this actual receiver. They'll take it and they'll mount it back here right on the side of the box, so it's totally out of the way. So when you're using it to fill an air seat or an air drill, or say you're on top of the bins, you can be sitting here pushing your buttons manually or using your handheld remote.
Being a prairie farmer, Shaun knows how important it is for a system like this to be able to handle all kinds of unpleasant weather.
It's a weatherproof box rated for the harshest conditions outside, rain, snow, the cold. Our board is actually dipped in epoxy, so it's totally sealed. So if there's ever any chance of moisture getting into the receiver enclosure, the whole board is actually protected.
In addition to this 4-button system, Shaun told his customers have the option of choosing a setup with more control options.
We also have an 8-function unit, which comes with basically the same remote as what I have here, but instead of the 4 buttons, it comes with 8. So you can do 4 functions with it, 4 different units you can run. 4 actuators, or you can do the end gate hoist, roll tarp, and say auxiliary set of lights.
At the time of our visit, the basic chute-max system was selling for just under $1,100. Controls for options such as the hoist, electric roll tarp, and lights can be added for an extra charge. In addition to tandem axle trucks such as this one, Shaun says many producers like the system for filling air seeders off a semi-trailer or for use on a gravity wagon.